Yeah. I mean, New York is probably suffering the most because we have one party Democrat rule that has decided they want to be a sanctuary city and state, that they don't want to cooperate with immigration and customs officials to deport criminals, that they feel, the Democrats, that taxpayers should be paying to house individuals, even if they are criminals in our city, in our hotels, luxury hotel rooms, where we have murderers, rapists, gang members, drug dealers that have come over our border because of Joe Biden's policy. Remember, in New York City, not a couple of weeks ago, two police officers were shot by an illegal immigrant. We also had a 13-year-old girl raped by an illegal immigrant. These are people that President Biden, his Customs and Border Protection agents caught them, but they were directed by this administration to release them into the interior. And then we have a mayor in New York City, Eric Adams, who thinks it's okay for the taxpayers to lose billions of dollars to house, feed, provide health care for these criminals in the city. And it's just terrible when you think that they are earning more in benefits than our senior citizens, many of them on Social Security. That's what their tax dollars are going for, to hurt our seniors and house criminals who are being released over and over again after being arrested back into the luxury hotel room. It is just unconscionable. President Trump will end it. He will end it just like he stopped illegal immigration 4 years ago. And President Biden has just been such a disaster on the issue. Under no president, Republican or Democrat, have we seen this type of mass illegal immigration that has taken over cities like ours. And that is why we have to fire Joe Biden and reinstate our President Trump to the White House.
I want to move back to Trump's assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. How would Vance bring unity to that ticket as well with Trump uniting the country? Even President Biden himself said we should put political differences aside. This is a time of national unity. So we're seeing this new theme here. President Trump also said that he threw out his whole keynote speech that he'll deliver on Thursday, rewrote it after this assassination attempt with a key note of unity. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think our country is desperate for a real message of unity. You know, 5 days before President Trump was nearly assassinated, you had Joe Biden out there saying that we had to put a bullseye on him, on President Trump. That was so irresponsible and reckless. And unfortunately, over the last 9 years, what we've heard from the opposition to President Trump is just lies, mischaracterizations, all sorts of accusations, false accusations. They, starting with the impeachment shams, right? The Russian collusion, the impeachment shams, the issues of trying to indict him and put him in jail. These types of persecutions against President Trump. They've tried to destroy this man professionally, personally, and financially just because he was shaking up the apple cart in Washington. He was trying to cut bureaucracy. He was trying to clean up corruption. The establishment certainly didn't like that. And they have done everything they can to try to destroy him. And their dangerous rhetoric led to this moment where he was nearly assassinated. But seeing him last night walking into the arena, he was touched. He had tears in his eyes. I mean, he is grateful and appreciative to be alive today. And we are happy that he is, because he is the courageous, defiant, fearless leader we need for this moment in our history to clean up what is happening to this country, the destruction under the Joe Biden, to end it all, and to restore safe streets, safe border, our economy, energy independence, bring down those gas prices that we're paying $1.25 more today than we were when President Trump left. Interest rates, highest in 2 decades. Americans can't afford to live the American dream and purchase a home. They could hardly afford to pay their credit card bills. That's the reality. And, Joe Biden, all they do is lie. They lie about Trump, but then they lie and tell you that the border's secure, that the economy's great, and this, everybody should be happy.
Well, speaking of the economy, you mentioned Sean O'Brien, the Teamsters Union president, called out your name on stage along with a few other lawmakers, issuing support for you, for President Trump and other lawmakers. Sean O'Brien, this is a very uncommon thing for a union leader to be supporting anybody in the Republican Party. And it shows that there's a change in support for the working class. The working class is experiencing hardship under the economy. Talk to us a bit about that.
Well, look, my father was a longtime union member, and I represent a district that has so many men and women who are in different unions, and we are the ones, I think the Republicans are the ones that are the ones creating the jobs. And I think that the rank and file knows that. I mean, you talk to the rank and file, even when their union leaders do steer to the Democrats, particularly in New York, the rank and file still will vote oftentimes Republican because they know that they're the ones that are keeping their members safe, that are creating jobs, good paying jobs for their members. That's really, I think, what President Trump's biggest contribution, in addition to securing the border last cycle, was the job creation. His Tax Cut and Jobs Act, which, by the way, are expiring next year. They have to be renewed. We need to have a Republican House, Senate, and the president to renew them because they brought down unemployment to the lowest level in decades. They brought wages up, lifting Americans out of poverty. 6 million people lifted out of poverty because of the child tax credit that President Trump enacted in that legislation. He spurred innovation with the research and development. He helped businesses be able to invest in equipments for the first time, invest in expanding so they can hire more people, create more jobs, bring more of that revenue into the country. And so I think that we need his leadership once again. And I think the Teamsters just represents that they understand that they're going to have jobs. They're going to have jobs, their members, if President Trump is there, because there was a lot of economic activity that he created through his pro-growth, pro-jobs tax policies. And as a member of the Ways and Means Committee in the House, I really look forward to working with him. And we have to have President Trump there, or else you're going to see disastrous economic effects, because Biden already says he wants to see all these provisions that created jobs be eliminated, and taxes are going to increase, both personal and corporate. He's already said it. So, there's a choice there to be made.
It's day 2 at the RNC. We have a couple more days after today. What are you most excited about?
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing President Trump speak. I think it's going to be an amazing moment, particularly because of what occurred, right? He almost lost his life. If it was not for that millisecond that he turned his head, he would not be with us today. And that is so hard and difficult for us to fathom. And I think it's going to be a celebration of life. The fact that he is still alive, it is a blessing. And I look forward to hearing his speech. I think in many ways, after you have an experience like that, you probably, I assume, you probably change in a positive way. You have a greater appreciation, maybe more clear outlook. And I think that we're going to see great things in his speech, hear great things in his speech. I really look forward to that moment.
Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, thank you very much for your time today.
Great to be with you. Thank you.